Got to get ready for work soon, but yeah, I've got a Facebook investigation on me, which limits all my commenting. On my last video, I can't comment at all. It's been removed from me. There's a little uh, thing attached to my uh, Facebook profile. I've been reported, and we'll see what the review does in the next 48 hours. But I'm limited to what I can do. I can't answer any of your new comments. Old posts I can. Anything now I'm posting in the last hour now is restricted. Nothing I can say or comment. Um, People talking about Quebec, and this is what a lot of Albertans foolishly don't understand. You have the second largest amount of private property in Canada next to Saskatchewan. Saskatchewan has 38%. Albertans, you have 33%. These are whopping massive when you look at the rest of Canada. Ontarians, over 18 million people, the large swath of Canada, live on less than 5% private property. It's like 4. Quebecois, they live on 5. British Columbia lives on 3. On 3. Yeah. Yeah. If you ever want to know whopping costs and the evil of the crown, the no 3 worst abused provinces in Canada are British Columbia, Ontario, and Quebec in that order. That's why they suffer so greatly. And even worse for Quebec, there's an American song called The Company Stole. That is the life for poor old Quebec. Many companies not only own vast swaths of land, all the resources in that land, but the water rights too. Yeah, there's places, major places in Quebec, where the company literally owns all the utilities. Can you imagine? Can you imagine Albertans? You couldn't imagine at all. And you wonder about Quebec independence and they need your money. Why would they ever want to go? They need their province. They need security of their province. They need everything that's their province. The vast amount of private property that will be unleashed in the largest province in Canada, bigger than most countries in the world. Quebec would be just fine, as would Ontario, as would any province in Canada. You'd all just be fine, all on your own, with all rights to your property, aka real property rights, having even a 90 percentile. You know, the Canadians are so gullible and foolish, so brainwashed and institutionalized. You know, those eco socks that even Canada hosted, the last one, it's such a joke, where the world's fighting about reserving. Are you ready for this? 9% of your country should be reserved for habitat and ecology, right? To have all these great land masses, at least 9%. Canada's 91% that. Why are you even having that negotiation? But this is the such fake propaganda, baloney, institutionalizational programming Canadians get. Why Alberta, Saskatchewan, other provinces' resources are raped for equalization and transfers is because none of those resources are made available in those respective provinces, and even massive other resources locked away. And in the most worst grievous crime of the Canadian, like the stupidity of Canadians in general, right across the board, is that their understanding of resources. United States, I just did a video where I talk about Hormuz Canal, where no Canadian oil goes through the Hormuz Canal. Never has, probably never will. Right? Doesn't need to. USA delivers all that. Vast ships, vast military networks. They don't need no crusty Hormuz Canal. What's it good for them? That's all the Middle East. Some of the worst places of Asia. What does USA need with that? What does USA need with that? USA just allows those people to trade out on the world too to keep energy prices down. Yeah. So who are the real bad guys? And if you're a Canadian who's championing all of that and championing Iran, you're the fucking bad guy. You're the bad guy against your own country. You're the bad guy about Canada. And it brings me to this too. I want to say to people, you do realize that outside of oil and gas, those are the only real rewarding royalty rates you get that are somewhat matched with throughout the world, even though they are relatively the lowest, but they're tremendous for Canada. But outside of oil and gas, on all your other major resources, there's literally no comparable royalty rates, no comparable taxation rates, because it's a free-for-all outside of oil and gas. Canadians only understand oil and gas because only America gives fair royalty rates and pays taxation. Nobody else does for anything else. Because we're a cucky Canadian, we're a cucky Canadian. Canada is more than sustainable for all peoples of Canada, every province and every region, all on their own. If they had a riddance of their crown institution and the evil of the old world order, the colonial powers, because you're a colony country. You're designed for their betterment, not yours. And it even says in your constitution again, backed up by every provincial piece of legislation known as an amendment or an inception to the Constitution. For 4, it's an inception. For all the rest, the remainder of the 13, it's an amendment inside the Constitution where you literally agree that you're a filthy, no-good subject or dirty savage. That's what's imposed on you. That's what a province and territory is in Canada. Oh boy, I want to be a province or territory in Canada. I'm a Canadian elbows up. That's my video. That's truth. For radical, ignorant, really stupid Albertans, still going off people posting on my stuff. Can't answer them anyway. Not on videos that generate. Can answer old posts, but posting, reporting me, playing the libtard game, limiting me so that you can attack. For what? Your crown. You're attacking me for your crown. So let me get this straight. You claim to be a Christian conservative, but you're behaving identically to the libtards and dipper radical lefts. So please tell me and all the Americans who follow me and all the Americans in Alberta 51st statehood movement who are not impressed with any of you, tell me again how you're different than all of that, because all your actions in the last 12 hours prove you to be nothing but identically the same. You can't even grab a brain to do simple math. Forever Canada whipped your ass on absolute yeses, 2.43 to 1, officially as of 4 hours ago, in much less time. All right? You get another 30 days and you're not even nowhere near half the amount of signatures they collected in the same time period. You have to collect another 230,000 verifiable signatures. Hard yesers. They're not there. They're never going to be there because they don't exist. We saw your turnouts in the cities. I'm not knocking anybody. I'm telling you the truth that normal people, when faced with reality, accept. Then I got people saying, their signatures weren't vetted. They weren't this. They were that. Elections Canada vets every single signature. I know. I ran in an election. I did the same drive. That's how you get candidates to the podium for MLA. Don't ever tell me what is or what isn't when I've already legally done it and it's out there in the world for the world to see. I ran a majority for Alberta independence in 2019. I'm the only Canadian outside of a French Canadian. I'm the only Anglo to ever done that in Canadian history. In Canadian history. And you're going to tell me how it is or how the rules work? I don't think so. You have done nothing. I've done those things. And then you're going to tell me, oh, these people didn't do the same vetting procedure. Yes, they did. The results are in Elections Alberta. Yeah, they lost 40,000 signatures. Remember, Silvestri hasn't sent in his signatures. He just says that his verification methods say they've passed 177,000. The Stay in Canada Forever folks at week 7 shot past 293,000. That's 2 weeks ahead of what you're publishing today with almost twice the numbers. Almost twice the numbers. And then they finished the next rest of it, which wasn't much in a few weeks, at 400,000. You have to get 250,000 to just equal them. Just equal them. And in the mass 3/4 time of hard yeses, you've just got to 177,000. Much lower number than them. Dramatically lower. 2.43 to 1 lower. And you've got an extra 30 days. Are you going to get 250,000 vetted signatures? The answer is no. Everyone will tell you that. You've got enough to do the referendum, but at a rate 2.43 times less successful as theirs. Which means, statistically, when it comes to the vote, you're going to get less than 1/5 of the Alberta population supporting you. Probably 16% to 13.5%. I'm nice when I say 20%, saying I'm pretty sure on the best case scenario, you could get 250,000 if people are super aggressive. But those aren't hard yeses. Those are on the fence maybes. And that's a best case scenario that I don't believe is going to happen. It's probably going to be 13.5 to 16% turnout for a yes on a referendum. That is embarrassing. That is not good. That leads the Forever Canada folks with a mass majority petition, many times your signature drive, to get Premier Daniel Smith to enact the legislation that the referendum calls for, that no one can do any more petition drives. That's why I say shut this one down, start anew, and do a UNSC petition. Because if you go the legal path, a government can't take away the rights to self-government, self-determination of any peoples. It's against international law. Start recognizing international law and recognize the fact that 142 nations got independence that way. That was my platform in 2019. Honest to goodness. I never supported this Clarity Act Crown-made solution that doesn't match international law and isn't recognized. Just like Newfoundland in 1948 isn't recognized in international law. It's a highlight of two other colonials. That's 143 successes, 3 losers. Newfoundland's one of them. What do you think Alberta's road to independence is on? Oh yeah, the road to losers. Because you're playing in the Crown system. You have a best friend and ally, at least you did, just south of the border. You can still turn this around. But that's my advice, whether people want to take it. Albertans are all going to go their road. They're going to get their million signatures. They're going to win a referendum. No, the Crown has played you. The Crown has cucked you. The Crown's about to finish you off forevermore. You just don't see it yet. And by the time you wake up, it's already too late. Again, I'm going to say it. The last hope to break this confederation on the independence way is to educate the PQ, because I certainly didn't win the Albertans, and you're all seeing it. and they don't want to hear it. No, 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 the crown loves me. No King's Day, Trump's an asshole. What? What's wrong with you? China good, USA bad? Do you know how mentally scrambled egg you people are? And these are people that followed me. Never mind the rest of the mass institutionalized population. That's my video, folks. I'm going to get back to Leanna and Claude now. As promised, I'm already a day late on that. I want to work on our accountant. And it's what it is. I don't care. And I'll take all the attacks. I always do. But your attacks on me are only destroying your children. That's a fact. And everything that's being done to me only tells America more and more they're not worth saving. They're not worth it. They need to be crushed to sand, like every other example in American history, if you bothered to give a shit. But you don't, because again, we're superior. Fuck America. We'll show the world. How the fuck does your oil get out to the world? Well, we make it happen. No, you don't. You don't. You don't even have a military to make that happen. You forget about it the second it hits the coast, second it hits U.S. border. You forget about all the rest of it. America does all the rest of it. You don't. And China, respecting you, is only at the bequest of the United States, and that will come to an end. When China sees the USA has no more use or respect for you, is in the grinder, look out. Look out. Welcome to your Communist Manifesto reality in your own making against your own children. And Americans hate that more than anything. That's my video. Share. The attacks are heavy. The reportings are heavy. No different than all the libtards and dippers, because conservatives are no different. Because that's what a Canadian is, an institutionalized majority idiot. And it's sad. It's a village idiot that America realizes they got to crush into the dust in the wind. Reality. That's my video. Bye now.